Hello and welcome to The Conversation. My name is Graham, based in Manchester.
And I'm Malika, talking to you from Norfolk.
And thank you very much for everyone who's listening or watching us here on our little podcast. Hiya, Malika.
Hello, Graham. Oh my God, how exciting to be seeing you, seeing your face.
I know you too. I can't believe we've finally get down to doing this. We came up with this idea a few months ago, didn't we? To kind of like, should we start a little podcast as friends?
Yeah, we did, didn't we? And there's been a lot of talking and a lot of planning in the background and bouncing off each other and ideas and things like that. And we're now here, first edition of The Conversation.
Very much is the first edition and very much of the conversation. So if people are listening to us going, what on earth is this conversation? What's happening? What's going on? And basically, me and Malika are very close friends, even though we're geographically apart. We met a few years ago as students with the Open University, and we're very passionate about quite a lot of different things, aren't we?
Yes, we are. We've got a lot of common ground, you and I think it's fair to say we clicked, and we haven't stopped talking since, have we?
No, we haven't. We haven't. Yeah, I think what people are going, what's this podcast going to be about? It's basically, at the moment, there is no theme. That's why we've called it The Conversation, because basically it's me and Malika having a chat with a few of our friends about different issues that are coming up, and I need to stop bouncing around because otherwise people watching are going to get going to know what's going on. So I'll try and sit still, but I'm just very excited.
But there you go, Graham. We are not professionals at this. Let's face it. We've done a few recordings before in a previous life as students, didn't we?
Yeah.
But this is what it is. It is us. This is us. It's raw. It's there. It's organic, and it's evolving. And there'll be a fair share of mistakes along the way. But who cares? We're here to have fun and have a chat.
That's it, absolutely. So we haven't got any themes. We're just going to talk about different things. So this time we're talking about us how we met, haven't we? And then we've also got a couple of other friends coming up over the next few. Should we call them episodes?
Yes, we do have quite a few themes lined up. Some of them will be quite poignant, won't they?
Yeah.
Topics to talk about, and some of them actually drew tears from me
Yes.
in the recordings. But we do really hope that it's going to give a platform for people to listen to and people to be heard as well. That's our aim. Our aim is to give a platform for voices to be heard.
Absolutely, and I think that's the key thing is people do give us some feedback. We welcome constructive criticism, don't we?
We do. Obviously, constructive criticism. Thank you very much. Obviously, we've got a working life and we've got our own personal commitments going on. So obviously, we're not going to be glued at our laptops and telephones or what have you, like 24 hours round the clock. That's just not going to happen. Let's be realistic.
Yes.
But obviously, things that we can take forward to include in our production or in our conversations, then we welcome in a positive, inclusive, and kind manner.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, be nice, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, be nice.
So, should we talk a little bit about ourselves, just to begin with, just so people know who we are?
Yeah, I think that would be fair. I think people listening might want to know a little bit about who we are. So do you want to kick off, Graham?
Oh, okay then. So, as I said at the start, my name's Graham. I live in Manchester. I've got a cat somewhere. I think I've locked her out so she can't walk in front of the camera like she normally does in with work meetings. And I've just finished my master's degree. I got my certificate, so if you can see that in the background, there it is. I can't quite point to it. So I've been involved with the Open University since 2012. Did my business studies undergraduate with them, and then I did a master's in education. A little bit about me. Oh gosh, this is like always on a dating site, isn't it, Malika? I don't really know what to say.
Yeah. Well, I guess what ticks you? What do you like?
Well, I'm passionate about things I believe in, and I believe that being an ally to causes is really important. So, I am a member of the LGBT plus community, and I'm a proud trans ally because I believe that people, being together is important. You need to be able to do things as a unity rather than fighting against each other. And at the moment, there's a lot of infighting in terms of societal beliefs and expectations, etc. So I think with me, I very much try and give a voice to other people, or support them in having their own voice, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally, 100%, and that's probably where you and I converge an awful lot on that, don't we?
Absolutely.
Supporting people to have their voices heard.
Well, I think that's a really good segue, isn't it? So basically, we're both the same in how we campaign. Well, tell us a bit more about yourself, Malika.
Yeah, so yeah, as you can tell from my name, I'm Malika, and I live in Norfolk. I've got my own family. I've got 3 cats and a bearded dragon. You probably will be hearing the crickets because she's way too lazy to go and chase them around the Viv. So if you hear some crickets, that's her food. Yeah, so I work. I'm a teacher. Thankfully, the Open Universities opened that pathway for me. I went on to study because I enjoyed the topic anyway, and the degree I was studying at the time, environmental studies. It just so happens that I then embarked on the route I did, and I chose. I've had several things going on before that in my life, and I've travelled, and I've been obviously had a previous life elsewhere. It makes me, all my experiences and my layers of identity makes me who I am today, and I'm very happy to be who I am, and I embrace that. What makes me tick, a bit like you, Graham, obviously converging on the main thing of giving people a voice, and I feel that a lot of voices are being drowned out more and more, and really it's kind of like trying to give some clarity to people.
Yeah.
Really trying to converge on the issues that matter to us, but in a constructive and kind way. And also, I personally feel that every human being has a chance to be heard and should have a chance to be heard, no matter where we come from and our backgrounds. Unfortunately, there's an awful lot of talk about unity, but actually when you scratch under the surface, there is no such thing as unity at the moment, because there's a lot of mudslinging and a lot of discussions that turn into arguments, and where people have got to take some specific stands on issues. Life is not like that. The world is not shaped like that. It's nuanced. Everything is nuanced. And as long as we can actually give each other the space to speak in a respectful and kind manner, then that's where I'm at. I feel turned off now by a lot of issues that are made into issues that actually don't specifically probably need to be made issues, because they're drowning out the real issues that we should be talking about. Do you get what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. Now, obviously, that's a little bit about us, and obviously this first episode is very much about kind of just finding our feet, really, isn't it? And we are using Zoom to record these, so if there's breakdowns in sound or video, it's because we're using technology. That's what we're in this world at the moment. Now, obviously, we've been talking to a lot of our other friends about this, and one of them wanted to come and get involved, didn't they? So, should we bring Sarah in?
Yeah, it'd be lovely to actually get to talk to Sarah. So yeah, let's
bring her in.
Bring Sarah in.
Hello.
Is this
Hi,
my magic?
Sarah.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hi, thank you for coming on. Hello.
It's nice to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. So, we'll just be, listening in the lobby, as they would say. I don't know if that's but thank you so much. Really supporting us both to kind of do this. Really, kind of giving us the kind of push to go. Just do it.
Absolutely.
So obviously, Sarah, we all know each other because we're all students of the Open Universities. That's how we all know each other. But why are you pushing us? I think me and Malika need our halo shining a little bit.
I don't think you do. No, I think one of the reasons that I'm really, really wanting this to go ahead is because the voice that you're giving people who don't have a voice, and something that I discovered through my studies that I was already a bit passionate about, but I've got even more passionate about, is inclusion, and making sure that everybody has a voice. Because if everybody has a voice and we all talk. I think that's the thing, isn't it? Is opening those lines of communication and supporting each other, and really sort of challenging what are considered the norms, because the norms aren't actually the most important thing. You know, if we challenge those norms, then those norms will get changed. I was watching a video, I'll just share this quickly with you, watching a video on the BBC yesterday about how the women in Switzerland only 50 years ago got the vote. And it's just, that's absolutely crazy. You know, I mean, we've had women in this country have had the vote for such a long time, you know, and yet only 50 years ago, and that doesn't seem very long ago at all. You know, but they challenged the norms, and I think a lot of what we all believe in is challenging those norms and supporting our friends to do those things, and actually really, as you were saying earlier on, be an ally for them. You're not just kind of talking the talk, but walking the walk and being that ally. And I think that's why I wanted to really support you guys doing this.
Oh, thank you. And I think that allies is what we need more than ever, isn't it? And we can all be an ally to someone somehow. And that is the important thing, really.
I mean, they always talk about like one voice, but you know, sometimes that voice gets lost because it's basically there's the infighting, and you know, and I think allyship is so important in terms of like if you've had a problem and you've had to fight to get over it or fight to get through it, someone else probably does something very similar, and they're fighting to support them because they probably
exactly
them ties in it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the thing, is instead of letting those voices get those, excuse my child, instead of getting, oh dear, go quick.
Looking that way, like, hello. Sorry, I got distracted.
It's my children, I apologize. Instead of letting that individual voice fight on their own, I think it's really important for us to join with them, you know, because otherwise, you know, it's all about being kind to each other. It's all about, you know, all those kinds of things about what it means to be human. And what it means to be human is to be kind to each other, to support each other, not put each other down. And if somebody's fighting for something, let's stand with them, ask what we can do to help, learn what we can do to help. You know, even if it means just standing there with them and saying, I'm with you, maybe that's all it needs. But sometimes it needs a lot more learning, I suppose, from us to make sure that we can really truly be an ally. And I think that's really important to do.
That you've hit the nail on the head. I think even on the self-reflection bit, it's really important, as you said, everything. I echo that, and I guess perhaps I haven't been the best ally, and I'll accept that, and I'll apologize to those I haven't been the best ally for in the recent years, because in the battles that we all fight day in, day out, our voices can be drowned, and we can be isolated, and we can be beaten down by the system. I suppose it's systemic in the way it presents itself most of the time. But it makes us become vulnerable, and in our vulnerability, we are not able to stand up for ourselves, let alone stand up for those who are fighting other battles for whom we should be standing for. And I guess the whole point of this conversation is to reopen these avenues and these channels of communications, as you rightly said, to enable us to actually say, hey, we're all connected here, we're all dots. And perhaps it's about time that we join those dots again, because I think they've been fractured somewhere along the lines, and we've been divided more than we wanted to be, if that makes sense. Does that echo?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's about standing with people, because you don't know how far they've gone in their shoes. You know, you don't understand their journey until you talk to them, and it's about standing with them and then helping them to challenge societal norms, to make sure that they can feel comfortable and happy and not, I can't think what the word is, but, you know, I mean, I just want to be able to stand with them and help them, support them as they challenge those norms, or even just to be, you know, sometimes I think, you know, when we try and stand with people, we don't understand that actually it's so difficult just for them to be. you know, they don't,
Yes.
rather than always constantly having to battle. You know, I'd love it if we could just live in a nation that actually lets everybody just be.
Yeah.
But we're not. That is not where we are. I think some things are changing. I mean, the Black Lives Matter stuff that went on earlier last year, that challenged me personally quite a lot. I thought I was absolutely fine. Discovered really, really not as fine as I thought I was, but I'm learning. And because I'm learning, I want to learn more. And actually, I supported through my studies. I hadn't really realized that, hadn't thought that my studies would do anything like that. But that's challenging me as well. It's challenging my thinking. It's challenging me to actually try and be more of an ally, to really understand something that doesn't actually affect me. And I think as a middle-aged, I don't like to say that, middle-aged, probably fairly middle-class white person, to understand where somebody else is coming from. You know, I understand a disability because I have a disability. So I understand some of the fights that disabled people go through. So I can just stand with them because I get a lot of that. I don't get all of it, but I get a lot of it. I don't know how to stand as, I don't know how to do that as well with somebody from the black, Asian or minority ethnic background, because I'm fully white. So I have to learn. And it's the same with the LGBTQ plus community. I'm very straight, but I want to stand with them. I want to be an ally with, you know, I want to make sure that I know that. So I have to do learning. I have to actually apply myself and learn stuff so that I can be that ally. But I think that's what it's about. It's about the more you learn, the more you understand. And sometimes the more you understand that you don't know. And then the more you want to learn, so that you can be that ally, so that you can bridge that gap, so that you can truly stand with somebody and say, I'm here and I want to help. Tell me what I need to do. If it's just sitting with you, I'm happy to sit with you. If it's fighting, tell me how to fight. Tell me what I need to do, and I'm willing to learn how to do that. And I think that's probably where I am at the moment, is I'm willing to learn how to do that. And I didn't realize that I needed to do it, but now I do. You know, and now I need to kind of keep on that journey and keep improving child, and keep improving that journey. For me, it is a massive journey, you know, but I think it's something that we need to do, you know, and it's some of that challenge is actually built out of friendship with you guys. You know, Graham has challenged me quite a lot on a lot of things, and has challenged me to start looking at how I view things that I hadn't done before. Yeah, and I appreciate that. Yeah, and I think that's part of being friends with people, isn't it? It's part of getting to know people. It's part of learning about yourself as well. It's that kind of that self journey. It's kind of, but you got to do it, haven't you? You know, to be human, and that I think that's what, you know, it's part of being human, isn't it? That we need to do that. Yeah. Certainly need to do it a lot more.
Sorry to coming out, you know, I think you're right. I think that's what me and Malika are trying to talk about with this conversation. It's about learning, adapting, supporting, learning, adapting, supporting, and that's what I think we're still going to find our feet over the next kind of few, we're calling them episodes, so we understand each other a bit more as well, because obviously there's things that I learn from Malika and vice versa, and like having people you come get involved as well is about learning. We can learn from you, and I think throughout this pandemic as well, you know, we didn't really want to talk about it, but you know, this has challenged me and Malika about, well, we want to do a podcast, but how are we going to do it? I can't exactly turn up in Norwich, or you know, Malika can't come and visit me. So we're doing that kind of challenge together. Okay, let's use Zoom. Let's challenge our own technical skills and see how far I can get with it. And you know, it's the premise of this is really learning, and the fact that your kids are walking in the background is absolutely brilliant. I mean, now they've got a Hoover. It just goes to show how.
Train them well.
Yeah, amazing. And yeah, I feel, you know, I feel it's so it's such a positive thing to have that technology to enable us to come together today, to be able to talk like that. And although we've all come from different backgrounds, I mean, had we not been distant learners, we would have never met, folks.
Exactly.
The three of us would have never actually met, never actually become interested in each other, let alone become friends. You know, I see a friend as someone like you, who is there, who is supportive, who moves you forward, who understands you, who doesn't, who doesn't judge, who will stand with you in your worst decisions and your best decisions, and just enable you to have that constant growth that you were talking about, Sarah,
Yeah.
about the growing and learning to be different, because we're not as specific as human beings. We're not linear. We're not going to progress in that way. And it's really important that we've got this channel now to come together and to discuss some issues that are important to us.
Absolutely. And I think, obviously, I think we're going to wrap this up pretty soon, because otherwise this podcast will be 4 or 5, 3 days long if we
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think, for people that I've come across us, to be fair, it's probably going to be our friends to begin with. That's fine. You know what I mean? That's the world of social media. But I just, I think for what me and Malika were set out at the beginning was like, let's just do it, see how we go, and then just take it from there. People, like we were saying before, be nice if you want to give us some feedback. We are busy, but we're trying something new and different ourselves. So and that that's it. As for me, I just want to say thanks to Sarah, for pushing us to just do it.
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah.
No worries. I believe in what you're going to be doing, and it's going to be really exciting to see the people that you talk to and the kind of voices that you give that space to. So I'm really excited to see what happens.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know. Put me off my guard, but let's say for now, thank you, and watch this space, Sarah, and hopefully, you can come back and go, yeah, I was right, type of thing.
I'd love to. Thank you, both of you.
Thank you, Sarah, for coming on.
Thank you.
Oh, Malika. So, Sarah, thank you so much again for coming along. Malika, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being my partner in crime.
Well, crime's probably not the right word, but I agree.
Yeah, we'll just say Sarah's amazing. And it's just so lovely to have people that lift you up on your journey. As we said, that's what we need more of.
Don't
you agree?
Do some podcasts, so.
Right. Well, that's it then. That's the end of our first episode.
So join us next week when we're talking to Finley Games as we talk about Transgender Day of Visibility. So for now, my name's Graham.
And I'm Malika.
And you've been listening to The Conversation.